Dear Madam Kamala Harris, my name is Marceline Atieno Onyango. I am a former African immigrant to the United States, and this is my story.
Hey beautiful people, how you are doing today? It's your girl Destiny here, and welcome to my channel. How you are doing? Hope you guys are doing great. So today's video is a very touchy video, and I feel like everybody should watch this video. Okay, so this video is a video of a black woman, a Kenyan woman, who is sharing her story of how she got into America as an immigrant and what happened to her. So this Kenyan woman, she finished college and all that, and she got a scholarship to go school in the US, and that was how she got into the US. Getting into the US, she found out that it was all scam. The scholarship does not exist, and she didn't want to come back home because most people in the continent will not want to come back home after stepping their leg in the US. And she tried to find a way to survive, and then trying to make her status legal years later, her father died, and asking for a video of her father's burial because she could not attend, because once she leaves the US she can't come back. They sent a video, and the female shelter where she stays at, the women there decided to watch the video and was laughing at her father's burial ceremony. You heard that. Anyway guys, I need you guys to hear this woman's story yourself, and then we'll come back and talk more. But let me know what you think about the story down in the comment section.
Dear Madam Kamala Harris, my name is Marceline Atieno Onyango. I am a former African immigrant to the United States, and this is my story. After I completed high school in Kenya, Africa, I got a supposedly full scholarship to go study in the United States of America. Specifically, I was going to Wichita Hills College in Arkansas. According to the paperwork that I received, everything was supposed to be paid for, including tuition, accommodation, food, transport, everything. And all that I had to do was to pay for my flight ticket and get to America. When I got to America, it turned out that this full scholarship was a lie. I had to sell books and magazines door to door and sleep in the churches in the sleeping bags in order to maintain my scholarship or to earn money for the scholarship. I was in this program for about a year. I never went to any school or to any classes. Eventually, I met a good Samaritan who then removed me from the program, took me to a Baptist church in Arkansas, and they raised money for me to enroll at Northwest Arkansas Community College. Unfortunately, I was only able to attend one semester because, number one, I could not afford the international tuition as an African woman. The international tuition is 3 times what American citizens pay, and the international tuition doesn't make you qualify for any scholarships, any financial aid. I did not qualify for any loans, like nothing. After I dropped out of the college, I was forced to now find a way to survive. I did not want to come back to Africa because I had come from a family that was not able. I decided to study for CNA, Certified Nursing Assistant. I got my certificate and I started working at a nursing home called Heritage Park Nursing Home in Rogers, Arkansas. I was able to get a little stable, and then I realized that the immigration was after me because now I was not going to school, so I was out of status. So I had to again run from Arkansas to Dallas, Texas to hide away from the immigration. There I was working in the nursing home, and of course trying to send money home because we have so many resources, mineral resources, but you know what happens. I was trying to work, but then again I had to relocate again for the same reason, from California, from Dallas, Texas to North Brunswick, New Jersey. Again from North Brunswick, New Jersey to Los Angeles. When I got to Los Angeles, one day my father, like my biological father, died in Kenya. Unfortunately, I was not able to go to his funeral because, number one, I could not afford the air ticket, and number two, I was out of status, and so I was unable to go and then come back to America again. The only option that I had was to marry an American citizen, which, according to my upbringing, I wasn't gonna marry somebody that I was not fully in love with just to get the papers. I asked my family, therefore, to film for me a video of my father's funeral and send the video to me. When the video was received, I was living then at a homeless shelter named A Brighter Future, which is located on 1553 Sunset Boulevard in California, Los Angeles. When the homeless shelter received the video, the director was named Elizabeth Olguins, and the program manager was named, the program manager was named Elizabeth Olguins, and the program director was named Kendra Shepard. Okay, I've just turned it around. Kendra Shepard was the program manager and Elizabeth Olguins was the program director. Now, when these two women received the video of my father's funeral, instead of giving the video to me, they opened the video. They were watching the video. When I came and I passed by their office, they were watching the video on a desktop computer. When they saw me, they not only banged the door, they burst out laughing. I knocked the door several times, telling them to just open the door and give me the video of my father's funeral. And I was asking them, what is so funny about my father's death? On top of grieving, I also felt insulted and annoyed and angry like anybody else would. I used to hustle selling hot dogs in the Hollywood nightclub, so I had charcoal lighter fluid in the house. I lit a rag on fire. The fire was turned off with a hooded sweatshirt. The police was called, Los Angeles police, and I was charged with arson. I was charged with arson 451B. As I kept going to court, they added 2 more false charges of criminal threats, claiming that I said I was gonna these people, which was completely a lie. I fought my case at Los Angeles County Jail for 18 months, and you, Madam Kamala Harris, you're a former prosecutor, and you know that the statute limit should be 12 months. For 18 months, these people kept claiming that I am mentally ill, I don't know what, things that were just false. Madam Kamala Harris, I was eventually taken to a trial, and I was sentenced to 5 years in California State Prison. I served the whole 5 years with 85%. On the day of my release, now thinking that I have already paid for my crimes and I'm ready to be free, I was arrested again at the prison gate by the immigration people. I was taken to San Diego Immigration Jail, where I was held again for 8 months. After the 8 months, I lost my case. And I went on a hunger strike. I didn't want to be deported because I felt like it wasn't right. I wanted another chance, and I knew very well that I'm not a criminal, and I had only been provoked to do what I did. One day, because now I was on a hunger strike, and I was being fed by tubes on my nose, and I was being fed by IV fluids, the immigration police came, about 8 of them. They pulled out the medical stuff out of my nose, they pulled out the IV fluids, they put me on a stretcher, naked, wearing only the hospital gown that covers the front. Madam Kamala Harris, no matter what I did in America, I did not deserve to be deported butt naked. I was beaten and tortured. I was dragged in the winter on the floor. Madam Kamala Harris, I have always been so scared to say, because I am so scared that everybody will judge me, but I wept. When I got to Kenya, my hospital gown was full of blood. I was bleeding everywhere. And so because I was, the hospital gown folded and I was naked. Before they got me off at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, they were ashamed to get me out naked. And they tried to dress me in American jail clothes in Kenyan soil. Madam Kamala Harris, you are a black woman. No matter what I did, the Red Cross made videos of me, the Kenya Red Cross. When I arrived in Kenya, I was taken to Mater Hospital in South B. using an ambulance. There is medical report, there's Red Cross videos, all the way from the airport. The Americans were called to the airport. And I remember there was a guy that I don't remember his name who promised that the case will be looked into. Madam Kamala Harris, I have been unable to do anything while I am in African soil. And my challenge is not a single challenge. These are the problems that African immigrants face. I am hoping, because I know that you're the next American president, that I will finally find justice. This thing traumatized me so much that even though it's been so many years later, I haven't been really able to move on and prosper like normally with my life, because my heart is still crying for justice. And that is why I am putting out this video, that somebody will forward it to you, and that you will look into my case as President of the United States, as a black woman, as an American black woman. Wow. And so many African immigrants want to do the same. My final request, find a different way to get a pathway to citizenship. Yeah, I know that there are many ways. There is VAWA, yeah, there is VAWA, but I couldn't claim VAWA because I was already getting deported. I couldn't claim anything. In prison, police officers having sex with me, and I was just so young. So many issues that I can't talk about because this video is now, the time is up. That's my message. Thank you.
Please go down in the comment section and share your thoughts. Love to know what you think about this video down in the comment section. But please, as always, keep it respectful. You're on this channel, we're allowed to disagree, but do it in a respectful way. So go ahead, feel free and share your thoughts. This story is really heartbroken. Like, I can't even imagine. My American people in the house, please try and educate us on some of these things and what you think she could have done different to avoid this situation. So please share your own thought. But for me personally, I feel like, I understand some people will say, oh, why didn't she just go home when she found out that the scholarship was wrong or the scholarship was not working? Here in Africa, and this is another thing that a lot of Africans don't know. I won't generalize Africa, I'll talk about Nigeria, okay? But she's a Kenyan woman. A lot of Nigerians, and I think a lot of Africans actually feel like America is the promised land. And if anything takes you there, and I know a lot of Nigerians that have found their way one way or the other to get into the American soil. And when they get there, they will do everything necessarily for them to stay back there because they feel like that's the land of the make and honey, God bless land and all that. So that is really, it's hard because that's a different mindset, especially when you're coming from back home where there's nothing and the exchange rates will do a lot for your people back at home. You rather just stay and do the work and send the money back home. This is a dream and this is a life of a lot of Nigerians, and I feel like it's a life of Africans. I know some people say don't generalize, but I'm just saying, I know I'm in Nigeria and I'm speaking on Nigeria, but I think it also boils down to a lot of Africans because this woman, she's Kenya, she's not even Nigeria, but it's almost the same experience. So I get that. But the fact that there's so many things to discuss in this video, and I know already that the immigration law in America is crazy, and what they do to immigrants, especially women, especially black women from the continent, is really crazy. This is not the first story I'm seeing of a black woman actually talking about how she was treated by the immigration law, but also the entire system. And this is one thing I would say, and I always talk about, whether we like it or not, we'll be treated differently more because of our skin color. Imagine deporting this woman naked, and even they raped her, and also like that is just so crazy. I can't even imagine what she was going through. And at that time, this woman was a young girl. Mind you, this woman was a young girl that just finished her school and wanted to do her master. So she was young and all that, and all these things happened to her. I feel like the American system really needs to structure and put some certain laws in place that protects people, especially women, especially black women of all kind, whether you're American, whether you're African, generally just protect. But also, I really also not blame and no shade to her, like it's not your, but generally as people in Africa, and me at a particular point, I really wanted to come to the US and stay all my life. Like I'll do anything necessary to leave the continent, to leave my country, to come stay. But not being informed and be well informed about situation and how life really is. Yeah, it's been sold as make and only, things are easy there, life are buttery and all that. A lot of the time, the downside of living in America is not being shared by our society and our culture. And I feel like this also affects our mentality, where we feel like it's either America or nowhere. I know people that have sold their properties and they've jackpot, and this is something that is really going on even rapidly presently right now in Nigeria, that everybody is doing every means necessary to live because of the economic hardship that is going on in the country. But to see that this woman went through all that, I understand where she's coming from the hardship back home. She just wanted to make hands meet and she didn't want to go back home. But rather than to treat her like a human being, she was being treated like, even an animal. You won't even treat an animal like that. I don't even know who or whatever you would treat that way, with no human dignity and all that. And this is where the immigration law sometimes can be very dicey. Coming from yesterday, I posted a video of the UK protest. Still boils down to immigration law. People don't want to see immigrants there. And this is the same government that has stolen from these same countries like Kenya, Nigeria, other African countries, this same Western world, the UK and US. They will not remove their hand. They will still put their hand because of our natural resources. They will steal from us. And when we get there, one way or the other, it's either their citizens are bullying us, or they are protesting against us like they're doing in the UK, or they are treating people like this woman. As this woman said, her case is not particular to just herself. It's something that happened to immigrants, especially African immigrants in the US. And I feel like this is so heartbroken, and nobody should be treated like that. Like, nobody. I'm just trying to amplify this story for her. And yeah, I hope she gets the justice that she seeks. I hope the American system gets better. Honestly, I really hope so, because it's women like this, women from the continent, gets to suffer all this. Anyway, guys, please go down in the comment section and share your thoughts. Love to know what you think about this conversation and this story down in the comment section. But please, as always, keep it respectful. You're on this channel, we're allowed to disagree, but we'll do it in a respectful way. So go ahead, feel free and share your thoughts. Okay, love to know what you think. Okay, share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversations. So go ahead and share this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because this helps YouTube to push out my content for more people to see, and that will be you supporting this channel and this guy. So go on and do that. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I will see you guys in my next video. Do see.